Well, hello there, everybody. This is a comedy thief, and you're watching Funny Old Guys. And beside me is the famed surgeon, Dr. Fatpacker. Say hello to our wonderful audience.
If you're going to say famed, I have to put on my serious face. Hello and guten Tag, everybody. There we are.
And there you go. And below me, we have and it's very sad, homeless Charlie. He rarely has a place to sleep at night, especially in the wintertime. So that's why he wears his wig to keep his ears warm. Charlie, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Is that it?
How are you?
Okay. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing good. Welcome, everybody.
Is it chilly out there when, in the nighttime?
Yes, it is.
Well, I bet it is. Anyway, what we do is we tell jokes. You guys laugh. You know the routine. Very funny. But before that, Dr. Fatpacker, you have a point of conversation, right?
Oh, yeah, I do. This one I thought of the other day, too. I said, hey, what if you were to die in 24 hours?
Yes.
What would you do with your last day?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. Homeless Charlie, I want to get you while you're in the middle of drinking. I'm practicing to be a waiter.
Bartender.
There you go. Yes.
What do you do there, buddy?
What would I do? Well, I think the best thing for me to do is just to gather all my children. We'll go down to Miami for a day. That would be it.
Nice.
That
Yeah.
would be it.
That is so charming.
Maybe you could die in the water.
Maybe I could.
Yeah. How about you, comedy thief?
Well,
What
what
would
I would
you
do,
do?
because I've been looking at the caskets anyway. I have one on the front porch that I'm considering. So anyway, what I would do is I would jump in the casket with about 7 bottles of bourbon, and I would have my girlfriend Bambi in the casket with me, and we would make mad, passionate love in the casket for 24 hours while drinking all of that bourbon. Now that's a way to go. So
That is a way to go.
that's a really good way to go, right? But anyway, Dr. Fatpacker, what would you do if you were going to die in 24 hours?
Well, I think of some of the most fun things I've done in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that I would call all my poker buddies and have a poker game. And it wouldn't matter how much money I'd lose. This would be great.
It would be great. You wouldn't give a crap.
No, not at all.
Okay, anyway, that's the point of conversation. Now into the jokes, folks.
Ooh, we got jokes.
Jokes, folks. But anyway, Dr. Fatpacker, tell us a joke.
Well, I have a couple of bad jokes that I'd like to say, and I do that so that all the other jokes will sound a little bit better. So this one here, I was talking to one of my patients, and I said, have you ever heard of Murphy's Law? And they said, oh, yeah. That's the law that if it can go wrong, it will. And I go, aha, that's good. Have you ever heard of Cole's Law?
Who's?
Cole's Law.
Cole's Law.
Yeah. That's right. It's chopped cabbage.
Of course. I love it.
Oh, okay. So then they had a lot of yard sales in my neighborhood in the fall. And I found out that if you're bad at haggling, you'll end up paying the price.
Now that is bad. Oh, my Lord. Coleslaw. I like that one, though. Homeless Charlie, tell us a coleslaw joke.
Well, I don't have a coleslaw joke, but it's probably better. As you know, I started actually going to the gym, YMCA.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
I overheard a lady saying, I'm surprised at how winded I am by this exercise. And the personal trainer replied, ma'am, this was just a tour of the gym.
You're exhausted. Well, anyway, here's my other Moses joke. I gave a Moses joke on the earlier video. But anyway, Moses goes up to the mountain and his followers stay below. And he comes down from the mountain and he's carrying these stones, and the followers below had just pulled out a barbecue grill and a picnic table, and the followers all said in unison, Commandments? We thought you said condiments. That's Dr.
Oh no. Somehow I feel like every nature documentation is directed by a psychopath. Here's the cutest baby ever. Now let's watch something eat it. They do that every time.
Stay away from my baby.
Yeah.
Woo! Dr. Fat, or excuse me, you're almost
Yeah. I could do it again. I've got more.
Tell us a joke.
If you line up all your X's in a row, you can see the flow chart of your mental illness.
Okay, guys, do you know what the forecast is for tonight?
No, pray tell.
And the answer is dark.
Oh,
Fatbacker, tell us.
I heard it's going to turn really light towards morning.
Tell us a joke.
He doesn't hear that stuff, So when my kids were young, it's actually my brother, when his kids went to school, the teacher asked them, says, "What does your parents do for a living?" And one of the boys turned and said, "My mom is a doctor." And another one stood up and says, "My father is a professor." Little Johnny got up and he said, "My dad is a piano player in a cat house." When the teacher couldn't believe it. So later that day, she called the father at home and he goes, "Listen, actually, I'm a law attorney, but how am I supposed to explain that to a 7-year-old kid?"
I have no idea whatsoever. Almost Charlie, tell us a joke.
The other day, unfortunately, my girlfriend was dying. And
Oh,
I was by her bedside when she said in a weak voice, "There's something I must confess."
oh,
And I said, "Shh, there's really nothing to confess. Everything is all right." And she said, "I must die in peace. I had sex with your brother, your best friend, and a co-worker." He said, "I know," I whispered, "that's why I poisoned you. Now close your eyes."
oh. Whoa. Well, guys, when you were like 5, all right, did you ever pull the wings off a fly? Ever do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about you, doctor?
Yeah. I wasn't happy, but I was trying to dissect it for my pre-med.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's another point of conversation. If you pull the wings off a fly, would it suddenly become a walk?
No, I had a friend who was doing experiments with flies.
Yes.
Yes, and they pulled off one wing and they wrote down, "Oh, with one wing gone, the fly hops around." And then they pulled off the other wing and then the fly just kind of hopped a little bit. And he said, "Fly, fly." And the fly didn't do anything. So he said, "Okay, when both wings are gone, the fly is deaf."
I had a big experiment with flies too, but it was in the men's locker room. It's an entirely.
Oh, that's a whole different fly.
Charlie, tell us the joke.
Well, I'm getting older. And I was thinking the other day about all the things that no longer interest me.
Yeah.
No interest at all. One, driving at night.
Mhm.
And then 2, leaving the house at night.
Mhm.
And then 3, driving in the winter. And 4, leaving the house in the winter. And 5, driving. And 6, leaving the house.
What the hell are you talking about?
But that's an awful nice list.
I went to a vacation in Mexico.
Yeah.
And I felt really, the attention was poured upon me. I got invited to party after party after party, but I stopped going to the parties. You know why?
No, bye.
They kept using me as the piñata. It was disgusting. Dr. Fatpacker, tell us a joke.
That's because of that trans fat thing,
Hold it, so to speak.
so to speak.
This is your last one.
Oh, Val, I had to go to California one time for a big doctor's conference. And I thought, it'd be interesting to take a train.
Yes.
A cross-country train. That would be fun.
Sure.
Val, they had a whole mix-up with the reservations.
Oh.
And I ended up in the same sleeping carriage as this woman.
Oh. Ooh.
So we talked to each other a little bit, and she said, well, I guess it'll be okay, because they had like bunk bed things there.
Bunk bed.
And I said, okay, well, I took the top bunk when she took the bottom bunk,
Mm-hmm.
and everything was fine. But in the middle of the night, all of a sudden, I leaned over and I said, look, I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm awfully cold. I was wondering if you could possibly pass me another blanket. And of course, this is in the middle of the night. She looks up at me. She goes, look, I've got a better idea. Why don't we just pretend that we're married? When I said, oh, well, yeah, that's fine with me if it's okay with you. And she says, fine, get your own damn blanket.
Oh. So much for marriage. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, almost Charlie, last one.
Okay, well, I think that you're a
Therefore, I
very,
am.
very weak person
Week.
if you leave your girlfriend just because she stabbed you only one time.
You should forgive and forget. That's what you should do. So anyway, back in the day,
Yeah.
I used to come home from kindergarten.
Oh, yeah, that's back in the long day.
Well, that's what they told me, that it was kindergarten. I
Oh,
found out later on that I had been working in a factory for over 10 years. How do you like that one? Okay. Anyway, we're done. We're out of here. Thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, before we go, I almost forgot. Dr. Fatpacker, we're going to invite a famous person to be on our very next video.
But I saw a movie the other night and it had this very funny guy on it. And I thought he would be good on our show.
Good.
And I thought, let's invite Chris Farley.
Perfect. Chris Farley, we want you to check in at funnyoldguys@gmail.com.
Not Wenceslas?
Is
I think-
he still alive?
Oh,
You mean he's dead?
Well, I think so.
Well,
I think-
we can't invite him.
I
think
guess
they
not.
OD'd
Who do you know named Chris?
Chris Brown?
Chris Kringle?
Chris Kringle. He'll never die. So,
Chris Rock?
whoa, I like him too.
Chris Cross?
Kid Rock.
Okay, well, we'll do Chris Rock. Chris, you're going to be on our very next video, so check in at funnyoldguys@gmail.com. And Chris, if you don't check in 24 hours, guess what? We're going to put you into the trash bin. So this is the Comedy Thief saying goodbye and farewell. Passing along to Dr. Fatpacker for his farewell.
Yeah. Choose nay. Yeah. But before I go, I want to remind you, don't forget now, subscribe. It's this little thing at the bottom here and it had subscribe on it. Do that.
Very
please.
good. And Homeless Charlie, we want you to say goodbye to all the 1,000 members of the Homeless Charlie fan club.
Well, goodbye to all the 1,000 members of the poor Charlie.
You forgot who you were, didn't you? I think your wing's on too tight.
I think we're done. Everybody wave goodbye. We'll see you down the road. Everybody wave. It's been a pleasure.